You all right there, Cole?
Oh dear. Just checking on me provisions.
I noticed.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Well, not bad.
Not bad.
Not
Not
bad.
bad.
Bit of a
Good.
downer. Bit of a downer, really, because show 50 was such a massive part of Don's Unplugged, and now we're on show 51, just an ordinary week.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Is we're building up for the 100, Cole. That's all.
Yeah, we are. Well, I'm warming up for it now. I estimate it'll be something like Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how close I get that one. Go on then. Is that it? Should
Say
we go
nothing.
home?
No, not at all. I'm feeling flat anyway after the weekend. I don't know about you, but yeah, that was.
You're what
We'll talk
after the
about it.
weekend?
Feeling flat after that weekend result. I wasn't too impressed,
Yeah.
mate. Wasn't too impressed.
No.
But
Well, we'll talk about that
you win
shortly.
some, you lose some.
Yeah. You can't win everything. Can't win everything.
No, like I say, look, show 51. So we got to say, look, obviously, firstly, a big thank you to everyone for last week, obviously for the 50th show. We had MK Don's head of retail, Liam Latham came on. Really great to have him on. And again, really keen to have him back on, probably towards Christmas, Cole, so we can
Yeah,
see
he's
what
already agreed, actually. I spoke to him
Yes.
in the week, and he's agreed he's
Yep.
going to come on shortly before Christmas, give you
Yep.
an idea for your stocking fillers.
Well, exactly, right? Philly stockings.
It's been a long while since I've seen a filled stocking.
I'm saying nothing. Go back to your Greg's bag. Anyway, we've got the Luke Payne review.
Have we thanked the Casbah? I'd just like to know.
We'll get to that in a minute. We get to that.
Okay, all right, okay.
But no, we get to say we've got Luke on for the review for all things Bromley, and maybe he'll be doing a little bit about Colchester. You never know.
Yeah.
We've got our opinions. Obviously, always our opinions. Cole.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what you thought. I mean, I've got my thought, but I haven't really spoke to you since the weekend. I mean, we've had a few little idle conversations, but we haven't really discussed the game. So that's going to be interesting to see what your point of view is. I've got mine. Luke will no doubt have his, and everybody at home will no doubt have theirs. I noticed a few people online were blaming Truman, but trust me, it weren't Truman.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
But it is what it is.
Go on then.
We'll go on to it. But we've got a lot more to get through because we've got the injury of the week. We'll come on to that. There's a couple of bits on there. Colchester preview, build up for the FA Cup this weekend. I'm excited, Cole, even if you're not.
Really?
I am, actually. I think we're going to do all right this weekend.
Can I just mention something further afield? I noticed we're getting slagged off for selling 800 tickets to Barnet by the EFL2 banter group. I mean, what is wrong with them?
What's the phrase, Cole? No one likes us, but we don't.
I mean, we're going to have about 1,000 at Barnet. So, I mean, well done, Dons fans. But, you're getting ridiculed again. Unbelievable.
As always.
Carry on.
Standards, mate, but
carry
on. We've got to say, Don's Unplugged Player of the Month, Cole.
That's Mr. Patterson last month.
Yeah, exactly. So we shall see.
Who was it this month? I mean, you'll have your opinion. I'll have mine. No doubt Luke will probably chip in. And everybody at home, if you think who your POTM, Player of the Month, and then your player, whoever you think it was. So,
Absolutely. But we're going to talk about all things Colchester as sort of later on, as we said, but we're also going to talk about the FA Cup in general. So should we treat this like the EFL trophy? We've got bigger fish to fry. Is promotion going to be the aim of the game? Or do we think a cup run can actually aid towards that? So we'll talk a bit more around that.
Yeah.
We've got Ryan coming on from Up the U's podcast for our Colchester guest. And we're going to go through all things Colchester as well. Just remember that the manager
There's quite a lot there, isn't there? I mean, I've written you a...
There is, but I will say, Cole, the manager is Danny Cowley, not Danny Crowley, because that's Dan Crowley of our side. So there you go.
Is that what I wrote?
You wrote Danny Crowley. Obviously got him on your mind. Great.
Do you want to do this show on your own?
I've done it before, Cole. I've done it before. Not that I want to. It's always good to have you.
Okay. So it's Danny Cowley and not Crowley. Okay.
The Cowley's brothers, yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult. We've got Dan Crowley and Danny Cowley. It's even got me started on now.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot to get through. But like I say, apologies if we're a little bit flat. As I say, the weekend was a bit of a damp squib is the old term they used to use. But yeah, we'll see where we go. We'll see where we go, Cole. But we've got a few good evenings to get through.
Ah, right, okay.
As our roll of honour. So on Facebook,
I always like the good evenings.
That way, is it that way? That way. There we go.
Oh, is it that way? I don't know.
That way. It's the other screen. So we've got our Facebook. We've got Arthur said hi, lads. So thank you, Arthur. Evening to you, sir. Hope you're well.
Bomber. Good evening.
Bomber. Absolutely. And
I've got a bomber. Did you say?
Yeah. I've got a roll call as long as my arm on the other one. So bear with me as I go through. But we have got Matt, obviously, always Matt. It says evening, lads. Evening, Matt. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Guess what's next? Good evening, lads. Good evening, legends, even, and Colin. Where are we going to have a cup run this season?
It wouldn't be a Don's Unplugged without Ashley pulling that gag out again.
Absolutely. Long may it continue, Ash, and thank you.
I bet he's sitting there going, ha, 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 ha.
I would be too, to be fair. But no, thank you, Ash. Appreciate it.
Ash, tell the boss I've got my clock above the TV.
Above the TV.
Yeah, so I'm looking straight at it now. So I'll keep my eye on you lot.
I'm saying nothing. Anyway, Grant's son's on. He said, evening, legends, and Colin from Great Yarmouth.
What is going on?
The phrases catch it. I love it.
Are you at Great Yarmouth for the fireworks? There's some big fireworks.
Yeah, let us know if you're at the fireworks display at Great Yarmouth.
Yeah.
Stephen's joined us as well. Stephen said, evening, legends. Thank you very much, Stephen. Nice to have you on. We have the Botwood, Mr. Chris Botwood on. He said, evening all.
The Botwood.
Hope you're well, mate.
Sir Chris Botwood.
Sir Chris of Botwoodshire. There we go. Kerry Ann has joined us, as always. Kerry Ann, good evening. Thank you for joining. She says, evening, all back watching at home in the Isle of Wight.
You're in the Isle of Wight?
Yeah, so we've gone international.
Did Kerry Ann go to Kefalonia? Is that right? I seem to have a remember.
Kerry Ann? I can't remember who went. Yeah.
Someone went to Kefalonia. Let us know.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was now.
Have we opened a branch of the Kefalonian Dons?
The Creek Dons. Okay. Hello, your legends from Ryan. Evening, Ryan. Thank you for joining. Grant has also said as well, evening, everyone. Come on, you Dons. That's the spirit, Grant. Positivity after a bit of a disappointing weekend. Hopefully, we do well in the cup. I see, look, it's not just me that thinks that, Cole, but we'll come on to that. Sheila has joined us. Sheila, good evening.
The legend that is Sheila.
The legend that is Sheila, long-standing Sheila.
Life member of Don's Unplugged.
She is. Fantastic. Mr. Danny Carroll.
You better read that one.
Mr. Danny Carroll says, evening, everyone. Is the drum still available?
No idea what he's going on about.
I do, but bless you, Danny.
Yeah, well, I do actually, but I don't.
You choose not to.
I choose not to. That's correct.
Danny, we are.
Welcome to Babe Station, Danny.
Welcome back. We've missed you, my friend.
So, welcome to Babe Station.
Good to have you on, Danny. Good to have you on. Alan said, and again, Alan was said, evening. Nice to see you at Bromley. So yeah, I met Alan on the game on Bromley. Really nice to meet you, Alan. So thanks for popping over. And sorry the result wasn't so great. I think we both walked out of that flat, but yeah. Great to meet you, and again, thanks as always.
Thanks for joining us, Alan.
We appreciate you. Yeah, terrible game of rugby. Yeah, it's pretty much it, really. To be fair, he summed it up for me. To be honest, we'll get on to it. Stephen said, "Evening, everyone. Up the mid." There we go. So, evening, Stephen. Thanks very much.
Up the mid.
Up the mid. Yeah. Harry says, "Evening, lads. Harry, hope you're well, mate."
Evening, Harry.
Again, I know Harry probably it was at the game as well, and probably just as depressed as everyone else watching tonight. We've got the other half of the Forgem family in the
Sir Russell of Castle.
Russell. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Evening, Russ. Really nice to see you. Karen has joined us as well. Karen, thank you so much. She said, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Karen looked lovely in her hat. I thought
she did. Yeah, she did really good. But no, gentlemen, there you go.
Dawn was a little bit more reluctant because of her long hair, but you know. Karen had the hat on. Well done, Karen.
She was all in. But no, we appreciate it. Thank you and good evening to you, Karen. We have as well, Stephen. He said, how many are going Saturday? Do we know?
Anybody got any idea? Flash it in the comments.
Well, I know Mr. Danny Carroll might know because he was good enough to tell me. I think the last count there was for the whole thing. It was about 2,000 a couple of days ago. So
what? Yeah,
Danny, if you know any more, update us. But yeah, it was pretty low turnout. But we'll see. We shall see. Okay. He said it's not ordinary. I'm here. There you go. See, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
No.
And yeah, I say glad to have him back. And Stephen says going to be rocking at Barnet. Going to be rocking at Barnet.
Yeah, going to be rocking at Barnet.
I hope so, Stephen. I mean, again,
I don't know if we're allowed to take the drum to Barnet.
I think we are.
I've no idea.
I say whoever's carrying that will be a busy bee, right?
Oh, God.
Same time next week, Cole. Same time next week. Anyway, yes, it should be at Barnet, but we've got a lot to get through before then. So we're dissecting Bromley.
Yeah, we got this week first.
We have got this week as well. But so Jeremy's also jumped on the Facebook. He says, evening. And Dave Bostert, chair of the MKDSA, has said, good evening.
Why are you people not watching on YouTube? That's what I want to know.
Don't worry, guys. It's a pleasure to have you, whatever format you're
watching. It is, but,
he said, yeah, a good game to miss. Yeah, do you know what, Dave? It was a very, very good game to miss for you. I mean, I went there. It started high. We scored early. We'll get onto it in a minute. And then it all went a bit wrong from there, really. Second half for me was the more dire of the two. But I think the biggest thing for me, and say we'll talk a bit more about it in a second, was Craig. Obviously, and Craig's injury was the most concerning thing for me. Again, as I say, we all wish him well. We hope he's a good recovery and not too long distant future, which will bring us on.
Well, there is a bit of news on that, isn't there? I mean,
there is.
Should we try to cover that in the injury of the week?
Yeah, we'll cover on injury of the week. I think we should get on to the Bromley game.
Yeah, okay.
Dissecting it, and obviously we always start with a Paynes player preview. The Chris Kamara of the MK Dons. Some say. That he's too busy these days with all his media commitments.
Yeah,
we say
and tennis.
Yeah, well, exactly. He's going to be up there like Alcaraz at some point. But we say we appreciate Luke. We appreciate his content. So maybe we should see what we can set up for Luke's review. Let's shall I say run VT, Cole?
Yeah, run VT. Come on, let's watch it. Well, that was bloody awful. That
was. Anyway, the whole point of that surprise is that Luke is live. Not just a video. Luke is live.
Yeah. Brought to you at great expense.
It feels like a podcast. Luke is live. It feels like a thing that you should be doing. I don't know why, but there you go. It sounds good. MK Dons with Luke is live. There you go. There's something there. We'll work with it. Anyway. Thank you so much, Luke, for jumping on. As I said, the Chris Kamara of the Dons Unplugged world, the Chris Kamara of the MK Dons community, never fails to disappoint with his Paynes player previews and his Paynes player ratings. So I am very glad to have you on, good sir. And again, thank you for jumping on with us. We appreciate it, my friend.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's always great to be involved and. Yeah, it's just nice to actually be here for once because usually I seem to struggle on Wednesdays at the minute. There's always something going on, but
all that tennis.
Finally got one free.
Well, exactly, we'll be the French Open or Wimbledon next year, so we're glad that we got you before you got to that level, Luke. But no, look, I say we're going to talk about obviously Bromley, but I mean, again, from your perspective, we'll start with you. What was your take of the game from what you saw, and how did you sort of, I say walk away feeling, the feeling from that game, but do you know what I mean, sort of. Walking into that game or expectations, did you feel like this was going to be a win? Did you think like, actually this is something that we should be walking away with 3 points? Did you think it was going to be difficult? What was your take?
Can I put my hand up a minute?
You can do.
This is normally the time I go to the toilet.
Feel free to go. It's 5 o'clock. You need a comfort break.
Is he going to speak for 5 minutes?
Well, I'm sure we can talk between ourselves. If you need to run for a comfort break.
All right. I'll sit here and eat my fudge. Carry on.
Go for it, Luke.
Sounds like a plan. But no, I mean, coming into this was one I knew it was going to be tricky. They're unbeaten at home. That's obviously for a reason. Obviously, we were unbeaten away as well, but unless it's a draw, something kind of had to give. So it is a tricky place to go. I feel like both times we played them in the last season as well. They've proven to be tricky opposition. Andy Woodman as well, just everything about him and how he builds his squad and the mentality he inspires in his players as well. We've had the honor of interviewing him last season, and I can totally see why he's able to build such a strong project there. it's one of those though. They have a very clear style of play. It is probably the way I'll put it. They are physical. They are playing for long balls, playing for set pieces, especially because they've got someone like Mitch Pinnock that's got a perfect delivery 9 times out of 10. Obviously, we go on about the finishes. Someone like Michael Cheek, it's always always going to be tricky to keep someone like him quiet, which we did, to be fair. That's one positive we can certainly take, but I think we just got caught playing their game. We sort of let them impose their style of play onto it. It became very physical, as some was alluding to, a bit of a rugby game. And well, you can't out Bromley. That's kind of the way you have to put it. That's their identity. We try to play their way. Naturally, they're going to have the advantage in those sorts of situations. I mean, we had it for a while, but I think in the end, just too much of a bombardment into the box. I mean, you can kind of see from the defensive stats. I think Sanders made about 39 clearances between like ground clearances and headed clearances combined. I would consider 15 to be a lot. So 39 is ridiculous. And I think Ekpiteta had 22 on top of that as well. So they really were throwing absolutely everything at our box. But yeah, it's a disappointing result, but fortunately, everyone else slipped up as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, I'm like you. I mean, obviously the euphoric. I say the euphoric. I use the term slightly liberally, but scoring that early goal and then seeing us at the top of the table, did I get carried away? Probably for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a weird game. I mean, to say we went there, and I mean,
we were guilty of missing 2 quick chances shortly after that.
We were, Cole, but
and
I mean,
that could have made a hell of a lot of difference. Luke,
could.
where do you think our approach was wrong to the game? Because we, you can't out Bromley. I didn't think we tried to play like Bromley, but we certainly couldn't cope with the Bromley style.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one. Obviously, I think you could debate that we were perhaps hindered by Patterson not starting, but at the same time, the goal and the assist came from the 2 that we did start up front. I think it's a case of if you're going to try and create chances against them, it is about getting in behind them, because that's where they're not quite as good. And on the flip side, we're actually quite good at counter-attacking. I saw that stat on Twitter today. I think John reposted it about how we're one of the top counter-attacking scoring teams. But if you get caught in that physical battle and you can't find a way to get the ball down, or at least get in behind rather than just trying to go straight up to one me and I think it was Alire they had at the back. I can't remember his name.
That was him. Yeah. I mean, it was. Firstly, I have to say, going into the ground before we get on to sort of thoughts on it, Cole, between us is the new stand. So the new stand was a test event for us. So when we got there, they used us in the all standard section as their test event. It's the first time they used it. And I thought, actually, to be fair, it wasn't too bad considering what it was. It's a bigger improvement. I mean, the wind went through. It was dreadful because it was obviously the backs open as well. But I'd say it's a vast improvement. It's not, it's a low bar to go from with the stadium. But again, it was good. It was good to see the stand had been improved. It's unfortunate the toilets were poor to lose, and the food was basically under a marquee, for want of a better phrase. So things could be done there. Anyway, moving on from that, I think, Luke, for me, I felt like we had all the intensity. The first 5-10 minutes, I just felt like we were really good. We were well controlled. I felt like we dictated it a little bit. They were on the back foot. I think they were sort of like, how do we handle this? Kind of put them on the back foot a little bit. And we took our chance. But to Colin's point, I think there was 2 or 3 chances then that flashed across and we just didn't seem to get the luck. And I feel that's where the pendulum started to go the other way a little bit, and they started to get more into the game, grew in confidence.
And we started giving away needless free kicks outside the box.
We did.
That didn't help.
And I mean, again, the other thing I'll say, and again, popular or not, but when you've got an ex-AFC player like Pinnock and all of our fans are giving him rubbish, guess what? He's going to raise his game, and he did. And it frustrates the hell out of me. Just ignore these people. They're not worth giving the energy to. They're really not. And obviously, when they scored the winner, he ran over to the home end, the away end, and obviously he put his arms out, like, again, what he was going to do, which just makes you feel sick, to be quite honest. But I did feel like, as I say, for me, it was the midfield. The midfield, we'd lost direction because, particularly in the second half, felt like the momentum and the urgency just slowed, and it just became more fragmented playing sideways. And a lot of people, particularly in the way, were commenting like it's like Williamson ball all over again. There was no intent into the box.
It was an awful game to watch, wasn't it? Awful.
It
well,
was.
from our point of view, anyway.
No, it was.
I mean, they were loving it, weren't they? Because they were peppering us.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think I said to you last week, I said 2-1 to us, but I said it was going to be a tight, close game. I always thought that. I didn't think it was going to be an easy game, and it turned out to be that. But I did walk away from that game feeling like we could have done more, and if we had done, the result probably would have been different. That's the frustration.
I probably feared that game more than anything because Bromley are a very funny team. I've always said it. I don't have anything specific. Luke could probably be more accurate in a description of what Bromley are all about, but I felt very uncomfortable, and I think I felt like we had to get in front early, and get away from them. And the more we squandered those chances, I think that gave them the little bit of hope they wanted, and they were pinging them around our goal, and inevitably weight and numbers told, and the amount of balls going in the box, it's sooner or later one of them's going to go heading towards our goal. And as it was, both were pretty decent finishes. I don't blame Truman. I know some people do. I'm a former goalkeeper, as I've told you a million times before.
You ever heard
he had to protect the front post. And at the end of the day, the biggest player on the park should not be getting a header. Yeah, or certainly not unchallenged anyway.
No, but I think Ryan's just put a comment up, and I was going to say something similar. I feel that the McGivery injury did have an effect. Like he said here, he felt it just shook the team a little bit, and he felt the defence lacked confidence. I mean,
I agree. I don't think the team have got any confidence in Truman.
And I think that's a bit unfair. I mean, it's a bit unfair.
I don't think they have,
No, but I mean, last season, it wasn't a great season. We all know that, but I think he did okay. The Reading game that he did play in, other than the gaff at the end, I thought he did pretty well. So, again, to come on hard, sort of, I think a third way into the game, it's always difficult to settle in because particularly when you're being subbed in and you're trying to sort of find your feet, it was going to be hard. But I felt that disruption in Craig going off. Craig's a big presence. Craig's a big character, and when you lose that at the back, he's always sitting there. You can see him shouting.
Yeah.
And I think Truman is, he's competent enough, but he just doesn't have that gravitas. Is probably the way to put it.
Do you think in any way, shape, or form, Cheek never had a look in all game? I don't think he did anyway. Do you think we got a little bit consumed with keeping him out and took our eye off some of the other players? Do you think there's anything in that?
I mean, I'll come on to Luke's point in a sec, but for me, I felt like it wasn't so much that. I just think like we lost our own way. It was almost like we just ran out of ideas.
We never played our style.
No, we just ran out of ideas, and we got frustrated. Yeah, but we got frustrated by Bromley, and I think we just started passing it around and trying to find ways rather than sticking to the approach we came out the first 10, 15 minutes, and it just seemed fragmented to me. It didn't really feel like there was communication. I do go back to Ryan's point. I think when McGivery's there and he's shouting and barking orders, that has an impact. And when you haven't got that, it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah, centre halves do like a gobby keeper.
Yeah, that's my Luke. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Well, I wouldn't say it's just that. I think his presence is one thing, and absolutely, I'd say that makes a difference. He's got almost like an arrogance about him. Like he knows he's good, and he knows that he's gonna do everything he can to obviously stop Bromley from scoring. But it's also his ability to come out and claim crosses. He's a lot more confident doing that than probably any other keeper in the league, from what I've seen. Now, it's nothing that Truman's done wrong as such. It's more just the fact that McGillivray is so good at doing that. The defence know that he's got their back. Whereas suddenly, if Truman's not going to come for those sorts of balls, I mean, for the 2 goals, I don't think it would have made a difference. I don't think he was getting near them. But in terms of just preventing the volume of balls into the box and of dangerous balls into the box, it would have helped. But, the defence get used to having someone that's going to come out and claim the cross. Suddenly, they've got a different style of goalkeeper in there, slightly stylistically. and they're going to have to start defending more. And it's just a case of Bromley put enough balls into the box that eventually a couple got through. And when I think
it was always going to happen, though, wasn't it?
Exactly. Is that with that many crosses, something's going to fall their way eventually.
Yeah.
You can't expect every ball to go in the box. Our centre halves to mop it up. The law of averages dictates that they're going to get a shot.
Yeah. I felt that to that point. I just felt like when the goalkeeper changed, I felt that they just took more opportunities. Just thinking,
yeah, well, they're going to, aren't they? They're going to. I mean, somebody said to me, "Why don't we go into the loan market? Loan market's finished. Why don't we get a free? If we get a free agent, why is he a free agent at this stage of the season? Why? Truman's a number 2 because Truman is a number 2. And I don't mean that literally. And I don't mean that literally.
Number 1, though, to be fair. Initially, he was brought in to be number 1. And as far as backup keepers go, he's probably as strong as you could ask for in League 2.
I agree.
So it's one of them.
Yeah, it is. And I just think, look, like I said to you last week, Cole, Bromley were a well-drilled side. They, particularly at home, they've got a game plan. They know how to do it, and they do it well.
They're nobody's fools, mate. You can't go, what was it, 6-7 games into the season and be unbeaten at home for no reason in particular. They're hard to beat. They are hard to beat. I mean, I go back to play against.
They are hard to play against, but I did walk away thinking, like, it probably sounds unfair to Bromley, but I didn't think they won it. I just thought we lost it, if that makes sense, because I thought we had it all.
Well, I probably wouldn't argue with that. We never played very well by any stretch.
No, I mean, this is the thing. It's just like, 1-0 up, and it's like you're always going to be slightly on edge with that. The second goal, I think, if we'd got the second goal within the first 10 minutes, it would have killed it. Been a different game. But when it went back to 1-1, you could see their tails were up, and they were really going for it. And fair play to them, and it just that was a frustration. Yeah. The dead for our second half, I just didn't see anything really happen, and it was. I know again, you could say Patterson wasn't 100% because I think he had a cold or a flu or a virus or something going on.
He wasn't very well in the week, was he?
No, and Hepburn Murphy did well. I thought he did really well. The energy and the pace was there, but it just felt like, again, I don't know, just the cohesion. The second half, the cohesion wasn't there for me, and I felt, some of the substitutions and even some of the fans are saying we're left a bit late. Maybe a little bit earlier could have had an impact. But then again, you look at the bench. Is there anyone there? Is there a game changer at the moment?
Have we got any? I can't remember. Yeah, what defenders have we got on the bench?
For that game, we only had Tomlinson for that game.
Yeah.
Really? So no centre half. There was no Nathan Thompson. Not sure what's happened to him. Assuming another injury or an illness or something. Wow. I don't know. It's a tricky one. You've kind of got a bunch of players there that are only just returning.
I mean, we were losing it in midfield. Do you think losing it in midfield?
100%. And you can tell that. I mean, again, the likes of Liam Kelly, when he's been on form, and probably quite an unsung hero. And I know a lot of people have said about Player of the Month, but when he's doing the basics right, it's very hard because I think that helps string the team together. I just felt the whole midfield. I mean, we're having a bad day at the office, but it just didn't seem to click on Saturdays, particularly second half. I just felt distribution was a little bit all over the place. And I think that's where we lost.
Go forward, though, I thought we looked good.
We did, but it just wasn't consistent enough.
No, I mean, there wasn't enough of it.
No. And for me, I don't know if it's the intensity seemed to drop as well in the second half. It felt like
their work rate was very high, wasn't it?
It was.
I mean, if you looked at the stats after the game, they were topping just about every department, for kilometres run, this, that, the other. There was just about every bloody stat going that they were top of. And, I'm afraid the best team won. Yeah. There is no hiding from it.
No, I mean, on the day, the one for effort, yes. But I do feel if there's any lessons to be learnt there, it's just like that for me is how you throw a game away, because we had it in our hands and we just didn't take control of the game when we should have done. No. And take the chances. I just think there was, again, like it's like Collar, and there's a few other opportunities where we could have probably just got it, but it just flashed across goal, and that's the margins of a win and a draw, I guess. Cole, again, I think if we'd have gone 2, we got 2-2, but
one of the criticisms I've seen of Paul Warne in the past is he tries to sit on a 1-0.
Yeah.
Do you think we were guilty of that?
I don't think so. I mean, again, first half, I felt
Fraser Foster is available.
Yes. Cheers for that, Tony.
Thanks,
He
Tony.
can stay available for that, to be honest. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we sat on it. I think towards the end when we were sort of like 1-0 up and it was like, you get into like the 70th minute, felt like the intensity dropped and maybe we're sort of just trying to see it out, and you're always going to get punished at 1-0, Cole.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid the more you sit back with a team like Bromley, who didn't need no invitation to go forward, it was.
We're going to get Luke. I don't know what your thoughts were, Luke, but it felt to me that way.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't think we necessarily intended to hold it on 1-0. Like you say, there were chances where perhaps if someone gambles and we actually just commit that body forward, then maybe we get the goal. Which, to be honest, is where our goal came from as well. Mendez-Lang gambling that Rush was going to win his header, and he did, and that's how our goal came about on the counter. But I think it kind of just reached a point where it's like, hold on a minute, we kind of just have to prioritize holding our lead at this point. I don't think we necessarily played to win 1-0, but there kind of came a point where you kind of realized, okay, we're just going to have to hold on here. And again, that's just very, very tricky to do against a side of Bromley's quality at their place. And it's not the first time we've been punished in that way this season. The Chesterfield game was another example of that. I don't think it's going to happen too often, but there are sides that do have the quality to punish us if we don't, if we're not ruthless enough when we have our chances.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I mean, for me, it's not. I mean, again, it's the seasons like twists and turns, Luke. Right? You're going to win games, you're going to lose games, you're going to probably win games. We think we're going to lose. It's just yin and yang with these things. But
I think you'd have asked most people if they were said to them, "We're going to be fourth on the first day of November, will you take it?" I think most people would have said yes. Yeah.
And not just that, Cole. I mean, it's not like we're a million miles away from first in terms of points either. It's pretty tight up the top at the moment.
No, we're not even halfway yet.
No, and as Luke will attest to, and sign of the cross because of divine intervention, other teams didn't win either. So that helps. That helps. There we go. What's that? Oh, is your crucifix, is it? There we go. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I put it down to a bad day at the office. It's just like, if we're going to play teams like that away again, I think you've got to look at what we did at Barrow, who, again, they're a hard team to play at home, notoriously, and what we did there and did well.
And we've got Barnet coming up in a couple of weeks.
My point, exactly. And then you contrast that with the Bromley game. I think if I was Paul Warren, I'd be like, let's go and look at these two games and see the difference in terms of how we started to play, the sort of things that we did. Because Barnet, like you say, when we go on to that in the league again, that's going to be a tough game. That's not easy.
I think if I was going to give any praise to Warren, is we seem to learn from our mistakes. We
do, yeah. Like
we seem to, things that go visibly wrong in one game, the next game you think, oh, I hope he's got that sorted out, and sure enough, he has. But yeah. I think if I was going to praise Warren, I'd say he does seem to sort problems out. Yeah,
I agree with Danny on that.
Yeah, the first leg of that, Danny. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we got it all wrong, and I'm afraid I think we got it a little bit wrong on Saturday.
And that's the thing. It's like if we play football, Luke, I don't know what your thoughts, but if we play football against a footballing side, I always feel that we're going to win and we're going to do well.
Yeah, I agree.
If people try to match us, I think we outplay them. But when we get, this is the thing, I'm probably going to sound like tried and tested, but where I feel like we miss a Kasumu-esque midfield option. I'm not saying Thomas Summers isn't a good player, but I think we need someone a little bit more. So if I come to January, that's the sort of player I'd like to see us get in. It's just someone that just changes it up in the middle if we're a bit more physical or being pushed and bullied around. Have we got someone to come on who can stand their ground and do that? And I think the Kasumus, to a lesser extent, the Boatangs in the past have been that sort of player that you could bring in and have an impact. And I just think that's the bit that we're missing at the moment. We're good.
Kane Thompson Summers was brought in to be that sort of a person.
He is, and don't get me wrong, he's a young player and he's good and he's shown flashes of it, but I think we need someone more experienced.
He's not consistent enough to play that role, I don't think.
No, give him time, I think he will.
Yeah, just not the finished article at this point. And plus, I think injuries with him, it's tricky for him. He's kind of been in and out the side constantly. The only other midfielder you could make a claim for to play that role would be Lemonhay Evans, and he's also unavailable at the minute. Yeah. So, a little bit restricted in that area. I'd say if there was a position that we were to look for, it would be that in January, that it would be that sort of holding midfielder that's a different style to Kelly, because obviously Kelly's not going to go around shoving people all the time off the ball. He's not that type of player. I mean, he'll give it a go, but it's not going to go well for him that often if we're being realistic.
No, we probably do need a bit of steel in midfield when the occasion rises.
Absolutely. But look, bad day at the office. I'm not concerned. Like I think I said to you, Cole, you look at the last 2 or 3 games, the wins, the way we've played, and I won't use the word that you hate, but we've clicked. I feel like something's clicked. And it feels like there's more of an understanding across the players coming in off the bench, coming on. So again, you're going to have these games. It's frustrating. We didn't get battered. We didn't look like a team that were, I suppose, on the back foot or on the canvas.
I think any other year we'd have probably lost that about 4-1.
Last season, probably.
Yeah,
probably, to be honest.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like again, a loss is never good to take. But if you come away from a loss, and I felt that we were the architects of our own downfall rather than Bromley being a threat. Perversely, I kind of think that's a better way to be than thinking, oh my goodness, there's a real worry here because of the way they're playing and something we're lacking. I didn't think that. I just felt that we're the architects of our own downfall, ultimately.
I would hope, like I say, that Warren looks at that and thinks, right, I'm going to fix that, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Danny's point, look at the Shrewsbury game. We said this as well, but they brought on Chucks and he scored because physically we haven't got an enforcer, and that's exactly the point. Exactly the point. And to Luke's point, Lemonhay Evans, I really, really like the guy, and if he'd have been fit, may have been Player of the Month, to be fair, because I was really impressed with what I saw. But unfortunately, he's a bit injury prone, and I think that's the thing. You've got to have depth in different positions, not just Kelly for someone else who can play in it, but for different scenarios. And you hear Warren talk about we need to change things up for different scenarios and we play different teams, and I think we've got a lot of that. But I think there's a few positions that holding midfield position is one. I just think we lack a bit of depth in experience necessarily rather than player. But that's I mean, if I was given like, hey, you've got to go and get one player in January, what would it be? It would be an experienced holding midfielder that can actually come in and stamp their mark on the game. I think if we get that, I wouldn't say the finished article, but would be some way to be in there. But like I said, Cole, we know, and we'll come on because Ryan's in the green room, so we'll bring him on in a minute, talk all things FA Cup. Yeah.
Isn't he right?
Yeah, exactly. He's probably eating all the peanuts and drinking the beer in the green room. But again, I'm sure he'll attest to this as well, but we all know that this league will punish anyone on their day, and I am sick to death of hearing people in the pundits in the world going, "Oh, MK Dons are going to run away with it. Oh, they've got the best team in the league." It means nothing. It means nothing. You've got to be consistent, And there's teams last season who went up that were consistent. Doncaster's a great example of that for me. And that's what we just need to be. We just need to be consistent, and then the quality will shine through. And I think that's a bit at the moment is it's showing. We've had a good few wins. We've had a bit of a blip. It's just how we react to that on Saturday in the FA Cup, really. And hopefully, again, depending on the team that Warren picks, maybe a few that aren't necessarily first team regulars can stake a claim as well, potentially.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what sort of a lineup we're going to put, and indeed Colchester. I don't think Colchester are going to change too much, and I'd probably say that we shouldn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what Ryan has to say, but I'm going to bet that Ryan thinks there won't be too many changes to the Colchester setup. I think the players that we had on the pitch on Saturday have got to go out there and sort of correct a few issues. So we'll have to see anyway. So
we'll have to see. But again, it's not going to be an easy game. Like I said to you last season.
No, not at all. I mean, I had some stats about. I've got some stats about Colchester I'll rattle out in a minute. That I've done my own work.
I know. There's some good stats. And so now Luke's on as well. It's juicy, Luke, because there's MK Dons connections everywhere at Colchester as well. But I say I rate them, Cole. I rate them. Again, I think I said at the start of the season, dark horse for me, and the Cowleys.
What did I say last week? Do you remember?
You said a lot of things last week, Cole. Go on.
Yeah, well, I did. I said Colchester are the most dangerous team in League Two.
I think so. Yeah, I'm with you on that. And again, you look at the Cowleys, what they've done at Lincoln, even at Portsmouth. I think sometimes I don't get the credit they deserve for what they did there. But again, good management team, know what they're doing. Given time, they're going to do well, and no surprises that they are. To be fair, but FA Cup's a weird one, right? Because again, for us, probably the league's going to be a priority. For Colchester, probably the same as well. So, like I say, we'll bring Ryan on. I'm excited by the game, even if a lot of people aren't. I think it's a great opportunity to get in a run, and sometimes having that cup run can do.
I'm going to have a bet with you. Ryan's not excited.
Probably not. I mean, again, but it's the FA Cup. It's the magic of the FA Cup, right? If you get a run on that, who knows where it takes you.
You staying with us, Luke?
I can do.
Excellent. Well, we'll just shift you in the corner.
That way. Is it that way?
Yeah.
No, that way.
Okay, well, that way.
Yeah. Right, we'll bring Ryan on. Anyway, then we go to talk all things FA Cup this weekend. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries. I do like this green room. It's got a nice pineapple rum in it. It's quite nice.
Good man.
One of the best
that
I've been in.
Yes, I love your background as well. That's brilliant with the Colchester United badge.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, a couple of bits of memorabilia up there, but it's not too bad.
Did you steal that big one from the club?
No comment. No, that I've had that since I was probably about 10, 11 years old. So it's been with me a fair while, and then just other signed bits and bobs around, and then that there is the program from the day before I was born. So
really
nice little bit down there as well.
Oh, excellent. You've been on before with us, haven't you?
Yes.
I thought you were on last season, weren't you? Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So Ryan, I guess before we get onto the FA Cup, let's get to the exciting bit first, as Cole would say. But we've both said for the beginning of the season that we both fancied Colchester being that dark horse again, with the players you've got, with the management structure you've got, and it's nice to see what you've been doing, to be honest. But I mean, from your perspective, looking at that close season, looking at the start of the season so far, how did you rate your sort of your close season, your pre-season, your transfers, and ultimately how you've been doing in the league so far? Surprised, expected to be there?
I think the surprising part was how well we were doing towards the end of last season to then how we started this season was a bit of a sort of shock for everyone, because towards the end of last season, we were possibly arguably the most formed team in League Two. Yeah. We were the team that people were struggling to get victories against. And we started to play really, really well. And we were then, Colchester fans were then sitting there thinking, if we can keep hold of a couple of these players, add some depth where we need it, next season could be really, really interesting for us. We could be sitting, instead of being that team that sort of climbs up the table towards the end, we could be that team that sit in the playoffs all season or fighting up near the top. So I think the biggest shock was just at the start of the season, just how the sort of performances seem to have just fallen off a cliff. Then there was the whole talks with
what
the
did you
takeover.
Put that down to, Ryan?
I don't want to say it's injuries. I've always been a massive advocate when you look at like the big Premier League teams and they say, oh, blah, blah players missing, so they're a totally different team. I sort of sit there and go, but there's 10 other players on that pitch. Just because one's missing doesn't mean that the other 10 can't play. But then when it happens to your team, you actually sit there and go, do you know what? You can actually see how much one player plays. Like at the start of the season, we wanted that defensive midfielder, that one that just sits back all game and just doesn't move. We've had it all the time. Like I remember the past 3 or 4 years, we've had a holder. We had Dominic Gape and Ben Perry. Ben Perry got injured and has done something in his knee and he's out for the whole season. Dominic Gape wasn't quite at fitness and now he's out for the whole season with a knee injury. And then past couple of games, or the whole of October really, is clicked. And we've actually been sort of playing plays in similar positions, but giving them sort of different roles. And it's just sort of worked. And I don't know. It's just, it's come at a good time, I think. So we're still early on in the season that we can take this run and maybe be the sort of thing like, yeah, okay, we had a bit of a off start, but as you guys were saying a minute ago, like again, we're now showing that we are actually quite a difficult team to play against. And Danny and Nicky are, as you said, the job they've done at Lincoln, they're now hopefully going to do it with us. And they've got a little bit of a history with the FA Cup. So maybe, you never know, we can possibly go on a little run.
Right. I mean, your form has dramatically changed. I want to ask you about one particular game, actually. You know which one I'm going to ask you about, don't you? When you thumped Chesterfield 6-2. What the bloody hell happened there? I'm not saying you shouldn't have won, but 6-2 is a bit of a statement victory, isn't it?
Yeah, considering at the start of the game, I think Chesterfield were in 4th or 5th and were one of the teams that were flying. Like last season, they've carried on that form. I've said it in any videos and chats with people that I've done. On that day, Chesterfield were not bad. They weren't a bad team. They weren't a poor team. It was just Colchester's day. Every attack we went on, it just looked like we were going to score. Every time we got the ball, 3 or 4 passes later, you're then doing the classic up off your seat because you're like, something's going to happen here. But Chesterfield, although like you look at a 6-2 scoreline and you think, oh, they got absolutely thumped. Chesterfield were a very, very good, strong side. It was just on that day, everything Colchester touched just turned
clicked.
Yeah.
And as we know, and as a lot of Dons fans all know, Jack Payne got a hat-trick.
He did indeed, yes. What an absolute little wizard he is. 3 very nicely, calmly taken goals. Obviously, the penalty as well. Slotted that home beautifully. You can't really ask much more. Payne was another one that at the start of the season wasn't quite the same Jack Payne that he was towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But recently, the last 4, 5, 6 games, he's flipped that back round. I think he's playing more of a sort of closer role to our striker in Bick rather than sort of trying to get the ball and create the play. We've now got better sort of, well, not better players, but we've got like better options for that. We've got players out wide. We've now got Bishop and Reed that sort of sit a bit deeper. It now allows Jack Payne to just run around and just do whatever the hell Jack Payne wants. And
which is Jack Payne's game, isn't it, really?
Yeah, Jack Payne's game is, free roam, let him run around and the ball will get played over the top. The defender will look over his left shoulder and be like, there's no one there. And then Jack Payne will just sneak around the right, whether that's because he's 5'8" or whether that's just because he's very, very intelligent. But yeah, it's good now for coach that last season, if a team man-marked Jack Payne out the game, we didn't really have anything. Now, a team can man-mark Jack Payne out the game, no problem. We've got Kyrus Lisby on the right that will change the game. We've got Harry Anderson on the left that's in the absolute form of his life. We've got Mbick up front that's 18 years old and is playing like he's a seasoned pro at the age of 30. And then we've got Reed and Bishop sitting deep. So you can man-mark any of our front 4. That's fine. We've got Reed and Bishop that will just attack from deep and just gives so many teams something different to think about.
One player you haven't mentioned and is somebody I really, really like, and I believe I spoke to you about this last year, Samson Tavida. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tavida?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The guy's an absolute pain in the arse because he never leaves you alone, does he? He's very physical, quick, tricky, but he's a bloody nuisance. And I fear that Samson Tavidi, if he starts, I don't know what your starting lineup is going to be. Obviously, he's been in and out of the team, I believe. He hasn't started all the while. But I just get a feeling that it feels a little bit like Bromley to me. His sort of style of play, that what it happened to us against Bromley.
Yeah.
Have you played Bromley yet, by the way?
No, we've got Bromley next, I believe, in the league.
Where at?
I want to say it's away. Give me 2 seconds.
No, good luck.
No, Bromley at home.
Bromley
at home on the 8th of November.
They're a horrible team to play.
Yeah, Michael Cheek up front. He's another one. He likes to.
Yeah, but we marked him out of the game, mate. But unfortunately, that weren't enough. So
no, I'm looking forward to the Bromley game. We went there. Me and my dad went there last year. That was an interesting ground. Reminded us of Layer Road. But no, going going back to Davide, he's an odd one at the moment for coach to fans. Every season, there's always two players that coach the fans. And my dad always quotes it as the boo boys, the two players that the fans get on. And I'm not going to say don't like. I don't want to say that any coach to fan doesn't like a coach to player, but get a little bit annoyed with them. And I think at the moment, Davide is that person. All he needs is a goal. Once he's got a goal, I think it's fine. He'll have the fans back, but he's just struggling to get that goal. And with how well Micah and Bick's playing, it's hard to, even Will Goodwin, who's from a championship club, who, yes, he's been out injured, but I even think he's going to struggle to come back in for an 18-year-old first-time loan spell League One player. And Bick at the moment is really showing his class at such a young age.
And he plays alongside Kyrese Lisby, does he?
So we sort of go for a 4-2-3-1 stroke 4-4-1-1. So Mbick will play up front on his own, but Jack Payne will sit very, very close to him. And then we've got Kyrese Lisby on the right, and then we've got Harry Anderson on the left. So that they all sort of play quite close together in sort of like a 4-3-3, but then you've got the sort of option with both of their pace that when we lose the ball, it's sort of like a 4-5-1 and then 5 across the middle. But yeah, and Bick's hold-up play for an 18-year-old is incredible.
So we want to talk about your defence, and I'm going to let Aidan do that.
Well, obviously, the big question everyone at MK Dontos knows, how is Jack Tucker working out? I know, Ryan, last year you sort of said that, wasn't really there. Maybe this season was his season. So how's that panned out so far?
I want to say, Jack, I know you'll be watching this. There are two clubs that you absolutely love. How wrong was I? Jack Tucker has been incredible. He has been, this season, one of the best centre-backs I think I have seen.
Can you just say to Don's fans again, you're talking about Jack Tucker?
Yes, Jack Tucker, the lad that you had and gave to us. Thank you. He has been, last season, towards the end of last season, we had a horrible illness in the team and we had multiple players out in different positions. And Tucker, 1 week Tucker would be playing centre-back, 1 week Tucker would be playing left-back, 1 week he'd be playing defensive midfield. And you were sort of sitting there thinking, let the lad play in his position. But it was sort of the thing where Danny was like, Jack, can you play defensive midfield this week? Yeah, fine. And he would give 7 out of 10 performance. This season, I honestly can't think of a time when he's probably played less than an 8. He has been incredible. Alongside Tom Flanagan, he's learned so much in such a short space.
Is Tom Flanagan out?
Yes, he's out injured. I think he's due back soon. But even the centre-back he's playing alongside at the moment, Harvey Araujo, on loan from Fulham, I think he's 21 years old. The pair of them have got such a good partnership. And Jack Tucker is incredible. For how he's played, I would probably say he's in an argument for one of Colchester's better centre-backs that they've ever had. He has been...
Really?
You see,
and for how the MK fans were saying about, get him gone, he needs to go, blah, blah, blah,
Well, he always had a mistake in him, didn't he?
Yeah, haven't seen that. Anytime he gets the ball and it looks like we think, he's under a bit of pressure, he'll just lump it and he'll just go, do you know what? I ain't playing with this. And he'll boot it. But the problem the good thing we've got, because we've got Lisby down the line, he'll just boot it down the line and Lisby will get onto it. So when he's gone, panic, get rid of it, Lisby's gone, I'll have that, and just got on the end of it. But he's been absolutely incredible. And
this is the thing, Cole. I know you sort of disagree a little bit, but I think he was a bit hard done by under Scott Lindsay.
Oh, no, I agree. I think when he came back the second time, I thought Tucker was one of our better players.
I did. And yeah, if he is watching, I've always personally liked the guy.
I like you, Jack.
Yeah, met him a few times at player sponsor even with Yvonne, and he'll remember Yvonne because she kept showing him a QPR. Well, yeah, exactly, a QPR tattoo. But no, he's a cracking guy. I mean, Luke, just bringing you in on this, obviously the Jack Tucker debate, but do you feel like it was just like the wrong team at the wrong time? Because personally, I always felt there was a player in there, and I did see flashes of it, and just for whatever reason, Scott, he just fell out of favour.
Well, yeah, I mean, something that resonated there with what Ryan was saying was Jack Tucker hit the ball long Now, when we had Tucker, he wouldn't have been allowed to do that.
Nope.
Realistically, that was when we were very much a ball-playing team. You have to pass. You do not kick long ever.
Yeah.
So I think just a change in system. I mean, he was always a dominant centre half. It's just he was a dominant centre half for 89 minutes. But it would be the 1 minute where he wasn't that you'd really panic because, you know, potentially costing you an important goal. He's always had the ability. It's just I don't think we ever saw him at his absolute best. We saw it in moments. I don't think we ever saw it in its full capacity. But no, I'm certainly happy for him. I mean, he started the season really well. He got a couple of goals and an assist within the first few weeks or something like that. It was quite a shock, to be fair. But no, I'm glad it's going well for him. And yeah, long may it continue, apart from if he ends up playing on Saturday.
That brings beautifully into it, Luke, on that one. So, I mean, the exciting stuff there is out the way because I think Cole is flatlining on this one, Ryan. As the most uninspiring FA Cup run.
It bloody well is.
He wanted Kings Lynn away or at home, but unfortunately,
I've got somewhere I live around that area, Ryan. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. But no, look, for me, I think again a cup run, just between the four of us, I think a cup run's a good thing, and you've got to play teams from every division if you want to be successful in this. And for me, I don't think there's a better test than having a cup. If you can get through, for me, this is from an MK Dons perspective, if you can beat the likes of a Colchester at home, and if they do field a strong side, that really holds you in good stead, I think, for the next few rounds, because it's not going to be an easy game for both teams.
I'm guessing you would have liked to have gone to somewhere like Southend, Ryan. No,
I mean, no one likes going to Southend. It's an absolute dump. I think when the FA Cup draw was happening, I think every Col U fan was wanting to get that team. I don't even like saying the name; it gives me a horrible taste. Getting them lot. I can't do it. I just can't say it. You then looked at Malden and Tiptree, Chelmsford. You then look and maybe get one of them. I think then the other thing you sort of think is, can we get like a team in League One, see what we're like up against a League One team? I think every team every fan, you don't want to get a team that you play in the league. You want like just that little bit of variety. Yes, it is like you say, you play a team that you know how they're going to play, you know the players that they're going to play. If you beat them and then you get a team that are in the sort of lower leagues, then you sort of think, well, if we beat them, then third round, and then the Premier League teams are in. So it's sort of swings and roundabouts. Did I jump out of my chair and punch the air and say, "Come on, MK at home"? Absolutely not. I think
neither did I.
No, my dad actually texted me and said, "Should we go banger racing instead?" And I just went. But
where at Kings Lynn?
No, it's
Essex Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So yeah, it was one of them that, like I say, if for me to go, I was happy with it, would be lying. But as you say, a little cup run, the Cowleys know about it. We've had a cup run before, and we got a little team in London, and we went 1-0 up, which was quite nice. Then we lost 3-1. But yeah. FA Cup, I prefer the FA Cup to the League Cup because the FA Cup has a bit more excitement. The League Cup is you just know that come March, April, whenever they do the final, it's going to be like Liverpool versus Man City. Whereas the FA Cup, you look at some of the upsets that have been in the past, and that's why they always say the magic of the FA Cup. They don't say that about the League Cup because it's like the virtual trophy. It's very boring.
I will say that Crystal Palace are beating Liverpool 2-0 in the Carabao Cup.
It's no surprise, is it, these days? It's just a standard thing. Yeah, that's just reverting back to the old Liverpool. They've been found out. Oh, dear, never mind. But yeah, so you could say that was Jurgen Klopp's team last season, and I will, but we'll leave it there. No, I mean, just on that point, I will say, Ryan, I'd love to get your thoughts, but with the FA Cup, the one thing that's irked me a little bit, and you've seen it in the qualifying round, is getting rid of replays. Because for me, that is really part of the magic, because you've got teams that will, manage to grind out a draw maybe against a favourite somewhere else, take them back home, and turn them over. And I don't know. It feels frustrating to me that they've done that. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Exactly the same. The FA Cup for me, it just sort of goes to show. And I think Matt from Gills and the Blood, a couple of weeks ago, he put a thing out saying about how the big cup like BBC, ITV, they don't care about League One, League Two. It's as if it doesn't exist. The FA are the same. They don't sit there and think that, yes, Colchester versus MK, that's not going to bring in loads of money. But round 3, it's Maldon and Tiptree versus Manchester United at Manchester United. Maldon and Tiptree go there and park the bus, and then it's Manchester United coming to Maldon and Tiptree. That's massive, not only for the club, but for the community, for everyone. But the FA didn't care because they don't want the Premier League players playing too much football. Yeah. You're a footballer. That's like stacking shelves at Tesco and be like, I don't want to stack too many shelves in my like young career. You're a footballer. You play football. Like, you don't want to play too many games. Well, tough. Like, and you think as well, like with say for example, Colchester, they get to round 4 in both of the cups. Then they get to the quarterfinals in the Virtue Trophy. They're playing potentially the same amount of games as what a Premier League players playing, but you don't hear a League Two player moan about it. Yeah. But the Premier League players are like, oh, I haven't had time to go away to Dubai for 6 weeks in the time off between the end of the seasons. So what? So what?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, again, it started with the Virtue Trophy, as I call it these days. Yes, you have the National League teams, then you had the Premier League under-21s, and it's taking something out of it for me, because there will be, right? I don't know whether this season, but they're going to be a final when it's 2 under-21 squads against each other, and it'll just be like, that's the time it needs to die. Yeah. And it's just really frustrating. So I'm with you on it 100%. I just feel like there's more that could be done. And, you know, if you're going to tamper with other trophies, fair enough. But for me, the FA Cup sacrosanct, you should be able to leave it as it is and keep that magic there. And I hope at some point they change their mind on that, but unlikely. As you say, money talks.
What I would love to see, and whether it would happen, like be able to happen, is I remember Johnston's Paint Trophy. It was a trophy that League One and League Two teams played. It was a chance to play at Wembley. And it was a trophy where Colchester would sit there and go, do you know what, we've got a chance of getting to Wembley here. Could they not, with the Virtue Trophy, bin off the Premier League teams and then add the National League? Yeah. National League, League Two, League One, all playing together. And you've got to admit, the level from the National League to League Two is not like this anymore. It's like that. No. The level is so close. So why not have all 3 of the leagues? Then the jump from like League Two to League One, that's not a massive gap anymore. That's very small. So you're probably talking about this much of a gap between the 3 leagues. Put them all together. Put them in a trophy together.
Danny Carroll says, how about the Timu Cup?
I'll be honest, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm surprised the Virtue Trophy hasn't changed its name, but the night's still young.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot what it was called.
Well, it could be the Timu Cup after tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like Bristol Street Motors, the Papa John's Trophy. That was the worst one, calling it the Papa John's Trophy and naming it after a pizza. I mean, what team would have Papa John's at their stadium? Like, honestly,
I think they all call it the 99p Stores Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Like it won't be long until they change the name of it again, and then next year we'll be discussing the same things. But I think if it got to a point where it was 2 under-21 teams playing, I think people would then sit there and go, this is a bit of a pointless trophy now. And then, like Colchester, probably the same with MK. When we play in it, a lot of the young kids play, a lot of the sort of fringe players play, and it's one of them things where as someone just said, without the Premier League clubs, the money for the tournament would be dead. I've seen, I think I've seen like Bukayo Saka, I've seen Emile Smith-Rowe, I've seen a lot of players playing for under-21s team that then go on to play for the Premier League team. And then you're sitting there going, well, it just shows the caliber of teams or players between the two teams. We could sit here for hours talking about that tournament.
We played West Ham in under-21s in the Virtue Cup. And do you know who was in goal for West Ham?
I'm going to guess it was a young 21-year-old player called Lucas Fabianski.
That's the one. That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was great they gave him an opportunity, really.
Yeah, but I'm not a West Ham fan. My fiance's family are. I think Fabianski may be a little bit older than 21.
Yeah, I think he's
So
just actually he's nearly double that, isn't he?
yeah.
Anyway, I want to change direction. I want to ask
Yes.
you about your possible style and tactics, because I'm checking out your fixtures in the last few games, and it appears to me, I mean, bear me out here, it appears to me you like to shoot. Because in your last game against Harrogate, you had 19 shots with 8 on target. The previous week, Grimsby 14-7 on target. And then your last home game, you had 22 shots with 12 on target. So it's not just high numbers of shooting, it's a very high percentage of accuracy. Would you say this is something that Cowley's got into the team to shoot almost on sight?
I think so, yeah. I think the one thing that the culture have focused or failed to focus on over the sort of before the Cowleys came in was we were trying to pass the ball into the net. We were trying to play this really nice, fancy Premier League football. And we're playing in League Two. We're playing up against big lumps centre halves that will just have a brick thrown at them and they'll head it away. So it sort of did turn into, and I think the Cowleys do have this mindset. If you've got the chance to shoot. Because yes, 1 every 5 that you shoot from outside the box that you aim for the top corner will go in. Or you'll hit it, it'll take a deflection, someone will be there to tap it in. But I think the thing we've got at the moment, the players are playing with such confidence that they do when they get the ball. They are thinking, right, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to, like, my confidence is sky high. I feel like I'm going to score here. And most of the time, because of then how the Cowleys set up the play, and if Lisby's on the right-hand side and is running in, he'll shoot to, like, in sort of hope that the keeper's going to parry it, because he then knows that Mbik, Anderson, Payne are going to be in that area to tap it in. Or if he looks up and he goes, I'm one-on-one with the keeper, he has the sort of time to then sort of relax a little bit and then take off a good shot. But yeah, the stats don't lie. The coach, the boys at the moment, I think they all just want to score a goal. And as soon as they get the ball, they just want to shoot.
Can I quickly answer a question? Alan Slade put a comment up about Luke Williams being connected with Peterborough. I believe he's gone to Peterborough, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Alan, there's your answer. Yeah, heavily linked. Well, he can't be any more heavily linked than signed a contract, mate. So, yeah.
Although, to be fair to Danny, he did respond to say, I'll put it back up.
No, Alan Slade.
No, I know, but I'm saying Danny responded because obviously Luke was doing volunteer work at the airport, if you remember.
Oh,
he
yes.
said it's becoming a busy. So maybe the Peter will be our manager over the Christmas period.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I can't stand Peterborough. I hope he fails.
Well, he could keep his hand in at Cranfield if he wants a.
Well, there you go, right?
Yeah, coach the fans. Anyway, coach the fans don't really like Peterborough either. They tend to sort of take on a couple of our players, and with the Lisby brothers, they've got Kyrell, we've got Kyrese. I keep jokingly saying it. The way Kyrese is playing at the moment, I can see in January there being a swap deal. They'll buy Kyrese and they'll loan us Kyrell, and then I'll just be sitting there going, "Oh, what have you done that?"
Well, at least you won't have to send his jersey or throw it away.
Just say to him, just go, look, you have the same number as him because we don't want to reprint another shirt. But yeah, they've done that quite a lot over the past few years, where we've had a player that's looked quite good, and then Peterborough have gone, "Hello, here's some money," and as Robbie said, we are a selling club, and he likes to sell to Peterborough. But not every team can create talent.
Not quite right. Well, I just Peterborough, just one of those teams I've just never liked, never will.
I wonder why.
Awful.
I wonder why.
Exactly. Anyway, going into the game. Obviously, Luke, from an MK Dons perspective, how do you see us playing this game? Do you see this as
what sort of a setup do you think we're going to have, Luke? Are we going to go first team, or are we going to go Timu Cup style?
Well, I don't think we'll be seeing the academy players playing, put it that way. I think we'll probably rotate a little bit. I'd obviously expect Truman to start regardless. Even, we just need to get him match sharp because we could well need him in the league. Beyond that, you need to start looking at minutes for, the likes of a Thompson Somers, potentially someone like a Lecco, or anyone like that, anyone that's about. Sorry.
Keep
but
talking.
anyone who's
There's a player in there somewhere. Keep talking.
Yeah, where though?
But no, people like Crowley, the players that haven't necessarily had the minutes so far, I'd expect them to be integrated a little bit more. I still think we'll see a mix of the usual starting 11 in there as well, because I do think we should be taking it seriously. It's our last cup competition that we're still in, and we've got a big squad. I know a lot of them are injured, but at some point they're going to come back, and we're better to get them some competitive match minutes than in a cup. But still, I think we should put out a reasonably strong side, albeit slightly rotated.
I was just reading Danny's
I
comments.
know, same. I love that. Cheers, Danny. We've missed you, Danny, on this show. Thank you for the comments, mate. A bag of balls in the tracksuit. That is going to stick with me for a while. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant.
Sorry, no, Luke, I got diverted then, Luke. What did you say?
No,
You're all good.
To Luke's point, I think, again, I think the mixture piece is there. I mean, for me, this is where Cowley and Crowley will get confusing because it's so similar. But Dan Crowley, I think, has been really unlucky. Obviously, we're coming back from a long-term injury. He's just not really had much of a chance to make an impact. And again, a really, really good player who worked so hard for us last season. We're having an absolute torrid time. And again, it would be really interesting to see him get on the pitch and hopefully make a bit of an impact. But I don't know, Luke. I mean, up front, what do you see going on there? I mean, is that another Hepburn Murphy start, do you feel? Or are you putting Patterson up front if he's recovered from a virus? Again, it's a difficult one.
I think I'd give Patterson another rest, to be honest. Just play it safe with him. He's the only striker of his type that we have. Let's not waste him. We have plenty of other players available. So maybe you drop Mendes and you'd have Lecco and Rush together, which is a bit more risky because they're similar styles of player.
Get him off air.
Don't worry, Luke. I'm with
There's
you.
also the possibility that someone like Aaron Collins could make a cameo, or Gethin Jones as well. Yeah. We've got those two to integrate in. I don't think either one will start, but I wouldn't be surprised to see at least one of them on the bench and making an appearance at some point.
Yeah, never thought that.
Yeah, I was saying, Harry just said about, is there any injured players coming back? Yeah, I mean, again, Collins and Jones are both the ones in contention, but not 100% match fit, as Luke's quite rightly said. So, I mean, with the Collins situation...
Collins was targeting this match, though, wasn't he?
He was, but I mean, again, Luke, do you know much more about the injury situation? I mean, obviously, the first injury was just ridiculous, getting stinging nettles, but we'll talk about that. But it just, I mean, again, he is a player that genuinely excites me. I think he is such a quality player. The flashes we've seen of him, if he's back match fit, I think that would be something, would just be like almost signing a new player in terms of the ability he brings up front. But I don't know. I mean, again, do you see that this is too early for him, in all honesty, or do you think this is a game that he could come on and make an impact?
I'd say it's a reasonable opportunity to bring him on and give him minutes. I wouldn't want to risk him from the start. I'd just ease him in slowly. But as you say, we've got a very, very good player there that we've not really seen anything from because he's just spent the entire time injured. As far as I'm concerned, he's still just the player that scored a hat-trick in 5 minutes in pre-season. So... that's all we've seen of him essentially. But no, he's obviously a very, very good player. But I suppose the promising thing for us is we are the top scorers in the league without him. So this is a huge opportunity to integrate him in slowly. We don't have to rush because our other players are performing. We can just take our time and make sure that we actually, get the chance to actually see him play some games this season. So if he's not ready, he's not ready. But if he does feel like he's up for it and we can chuck him in for 20, 30 minutes, then why not?
Ryan, who are your main fears from the Don side?
So I've always liked, and I apologise if I've got this name wrong, is it right midfielder, Nemain?
Yeah.
Nemain,
Aaron Nemain, yeah.
When I've seen us play against you, he's always one that I've looked at that's possibly very similar to Kyrie's Lisby, just someone with a load of pace and that will cause the defence problems. Obviously, Alex Gilbey loves to score against Colchester. So if you're about to say to me he's injured, cool. But I don't think he is. But then you look at, like, I think the thing with MK Dons is, and probably like what MK Dons fans were thinking at the start of the season, all these nice new shiny players were coming in. Is it going to gel? I think it's, and from an outsider looking in, I think it's starting to gel a little bit, sort of like us. It's starting to sort
get rid of him if he's going to talk about gel.
I do like a little bit in my hair from time to time. But yeah, I think Hepburn Murphy up front. Is he the lad that was at Swindon?
Luke?
Ooh,
Yeah, he was.
now you're asking, yeah.
He's at obviously at Crawley last.
Yeah, he was at
he
Crawley. I can find this out very quickly though.
So I'm just good.
Yeah, Alexa,
Google now.
Google,
Yeah,
Google.
22 to 24.
Yeah,
I think he was one that. Again, I think he's got a bit of pace about him. He's another one that could cause some problems. The other player that you've got that I really, really like is Kelly, the midfielder. Really small, probably very similar to Jack Payne. Someone that you just look at, that when he gets the ball, it's just glued to his foot, and he can just keep hold of it.
He's come alive this season, mate. He's come alive.
Yeah.
He had
I remember
MK Dons women 1-1. Come on, big up the girls. Carry on.
I think again he was another one that was at Crawley, and when he was playing for Crawley, he's a player that you instantly recognise because of how small he is. But he's one of them where you remember him because A, because how small he was, and B, how good he was. That when a big player was coming up to him, he just spin them and just the ball's still at his feet. But I have to say, with how Colchester are playing at the moment, I think if both teams went out there and fielded their strongest 11, I think it would actually be a really, really good game. But obviously, as you sort of alluded to earlier, it is the FA Cup. Are both teams going to go full gung-ho? It's hard to say.
Yeah, we've got a few injuries, as you've probably heard. We lost Craig McGiveray, keeper, last Saturday with concussion. Obviously, he's still out and he won't be available on Saturday. So that answers Arthur's question that ran along the bottom of the screen a little while ago. But I hope we go. I hope we go for it. I'm not particularly enthralled by the prospects of MK Dons versus Colchester. It don't really excite me that much. I've been to Colchester quite a few times, so Aidan will be there, excited as ever.
I am. I'll tell you for why. I'm bringing the energy up. I'll tell you for why. Because Colchester are a good side, and it's a great test. There's some great players in that squad we've just talked about. And to have that level of quality on both sides on a football pitch, it should be on TV because I think it's a great advert for League Two overall, to be quite honest. And as Ryan's quite rightly said, if you put both sides out, that is a really tasty fixture. So
not many tickets sold though, is there really? I mean, it's hardly been a draw, has it?
No.
Well, they haven't got you, me, and Ryan and Luke bigging up the game. They'd have been sold out otherwise.
Rumour has it there's only 2,000 tickets sold.
Well, what I will say to anyone watching, get yourself down to that game. You've got two fantastic teams with great players, good technical ability. It's going to be a hard-fought game. Two very good managers in the dugout. Why wouldn't you want to go? Why wouldn't you want to go? And
you should work for the MK. You should work for the media team.
wouldn't better afford me, Cole. I'm too busy.
If you answered an email, it'd be something. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, exactly right. Still waiting, Cole. Still waiting.
Hey, I mean, it should be an interesting game, though.
Yeah.
You know, Colchester are one of the form teams. Obviously, potentially there'll be rotation for both sides, but Colchester for October, one of the top teams for points. And yeah, I mean, we obviously mentioned the 6-2 against Chesterfield. That's a huge feat, but also holding a free scoring Swindon side to 0-0 as well. That's something very impressive on the other side of the spectrum. Yeah. So it will be a tricky game. It'll be a good tactical battle.
Didn't they? Swindon got their asses handed to them the other day, 4-0 by Accrington. Anyway, can I ask a question? There's nobody watching this, is there, Aidan?
Only quite a few people. But...
Is this on a live stream on Saturday?
I can't confirm or deny if this is going to be on a live stream on Saturday or not.
Okay.
You don't want to break the rules. There are rules.
Oh, are there? Okay, well, I better not break them.
There's maybe casually a few things might flash up live at key pivotal moments, but who knows?
Oh, right. Okay, well, I'll watch out for that. Right, anyway, carry on.
No, look, I go back to the point. I think it's a great advert for League Two. Stop doing down MK Dons and Colchester United. They are both great sides, great quality squads. Might not be fashionable, but then again, nor were Bournemouth. Look where they are now. Need I say more?
That makes me wonder. That does. Bloody Bournemouth. How the hell are they where they are? Hey?
Well,
weren't all that long ago. We were playing them.
I know.
Yeah.
Proves it. I don't care what anyone says. That's the magic.
Brentford,
Brentford as well, yeah. But I mean, that's the magic of football, right? The likes of a Bournemouth being in the top 4 at one point in the Premier League. That's brilliant. What an advert. What an advert for any team that's aspiring to be there or thereabouts. It just proves anyone with the right ability, the right
just
patience.
Shows what you can do laundering money, doesn't it?
I'm saying nothing, Cole. I'm saying nothing. Anyway, back to the game. Back to the game. Ryan, how do you see this playing out? Do you think this is going to be a tough game? Do you see Colchester taking this as like we're going to throw hammer and tongs at this? How do you see it playing out from your perspective?
I think I put a tweet out on the Harrogate game when we announced our squad. I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The way we're playing at the moment, I don't think, unless we have to make a change, i.e., some of the loan players that we've got, if their parent clubs say, no, we don't want them to play in the FA Cup for whatever reason.
Can you tell me who they are? I'll give them a phone.
Yeah, so that's Fulham for Harvey Araujo, and the main one, Charlton, for Micah and Bick.
Right, okay, I'll get
I don't think there'll be many changes to the starting 11. I think there'll be a couple of changes to the bench. We have got a couple of players with injuries and coming back from an injury, so it could be something where they may feature. But I think at the moment, the way the team's playing, they're playing well. The past 4 games is when it's really started to turn the leaf. So I think Danny's going to want them to carry on, to keep building the relationships, for Tucker and Araujo to keep building, Bishop and Reed to keep building, the front sort of 4 to keep building their relationship as well. But I then do sit there and think, if we're playing against you and Micah and Bick does his knee, that breaks his ankle, something like that, you then sit there and think, we could have just played Samson and left this. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. I think starting 11 will probably be the same. I think it'll be the bench where there'll be a few alterations.
The last time we won an FA Cup game in the first round was against Taunton, I believe, and it was about 4 years ago, I believe. So we've last 4 years we've been knocked out first round. So that answers your Taunton, and we won 6-0. 6-0, all right.
I think it was 6-0, Cole.
About 6-0. Yeah, about 6-0.
But no, I mean,
similar records there in first rounds recently, so something's got to give. One of us is through. That's nice.
Have you been knocked out a lot in the first round, Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think the one that I always remember, we played Marine, who got Spurs a few years ago, and Harry Pell during the game. I think it was 0-0.
Oh, there's a name I don't want to hear.
I think Harry Pell got in a bit of a argument, with one of their players, and his words to him were, "Shut up, you've got work in the morning," and then they knocked us out. So it was a bit embarrassing. But yeah, Colchester United, to be honest, the first round in FA Cup, League Cup, we don't tend to do too well. I'll see if
something's got to give on Saturday, Ryan.
Exactly.
And again,
one of us has got to win.
Another reason to be at the game. 2 teams don't get past the first round. One of them's got to go through.
You might miss a penalty shootout. Right, come on, let's have a prediction. Right? No, we'll go Aiden start off.
All right. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm saying it with conviction. It's going to be a good game to watch. I'm going to be very excited by it because it's the first round of the FA Cup and it's magical. Secondly, it's against a good team in Colchester United, so it's mouthwatering for me from a League Two perspective. And thirdly, I think this is going to go the full 12 rounds. I think it's going to be 1-1 and it's going to go to penalties. That's what I think. And if you're not there because you're saving your money for Barnet, you're mad. You need to get down there and support.
Well, who's going to win the penalty shootout?
Home and away. What?
Who's
going to win.
the
We're going to win, but it'll be 6-5 or something like that.
Right, Luke, go on. You have a prediction, Luke.
Oh, you're stolen my thunder there. Colchester Lowell 1-1. It is a tricky one, and obviously it's tricky to predict just based on how much both teams rotate. I'm gonna be optimistic and assume we get back to winning ways with our away form, given that was our first away loss. Well, I know
Really?
its cups are a bit different, but I'm gonna say we have a slight edge and we win 2-1.
Right, so I'm writing these down. 1-1, 2-1.
Penalties.
Right, I'm guessing Ryan's going to go for a draw. Go on, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Desmond Tutu, and then I'm going to back Colchester to win on penalties. Going back to the FA Cup in the first round in 21-22, we got to the second round and lost to Wigan. After that, or before that, it was 2015-16 when we had Tottenham in the fourth round. Other than that, it's been first round exits. And yeah, the
Really?
6-4 loss to Marine on penalties was a bit of a kicker. We also lost 1-0 to Oxford City in 17-18.
How did you cope with that defeat to Marine? That must have been horrible.
Luckily, it was during COVID, so no one was there. I was at home, so I just went like that. I just went like that, turned the TV off, and just went, I'm going to work. So, yeah, luckily it was... right,
is it down to me? Down to me? I'm going to predict Colchester win 2-1. Am I going to be drummed off here now?
What did you say? Cole, repeat that, please.
I heard him loud and clear.
Colchester to win 2-1.
Look, you're in the hot seat. Nice to meet you.
Promotion.
Hey, why am I in the bottom right-hand screen?
All right, mate. It's all right. We'll bring you back in a minute. No, I mean, to be fair, look, joking aside, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think even the penalties...
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close. It won't be like them playing Chesterfield.
I actually wanted to go to penalties. I know that sounds perverse. I genuinely wanted to go to penalties. It'll be exciting. Yeah. Even if we lost it, it would still be a good game. I still think, look, I'll reiterate it again before we wrap up on the game, but, you know, you've got two really good squads. It's the FA Cup. Please, both sides to make the atmosphere home and away. Get yourselves down to the game. It's a great advert for League Two. It might not have been the most exciting one in terms of names on paper, but you've got two very exciting teams. So there you go.
Okay, right. Ryan, you've been an absolute star as usual. Are you going to come back for the next... Well, we've got two more to go, haven't we? Home and away.
Yeah.
Two more.
Are you going to be up for them?
If you want me back, and if the MK fans want me back, I'm happy to come back.
We got your hat-trick ball ready for you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'll put it next to that one.
Say, Ryan, before you finish as well, tell everyone, obviously, with the up these, you know, where they can find that and listen in.
Yeah. So jump over to X, Twitter, whatever one you want to call it. Type in @officialup_the_U's. Same on Instagram. Same on YouTube. Just sort of do what you guys do. Just a passionate fan that just uploads content on his football team that he loves.
Have you put the link up for this show?
Yes, I have. I've got it up on my one, and then once the live's done, I'll repost it all and get it sent out on everything our side as well.
Brilliant. Appreciate that, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. Ryan, we wish you all the best. I wish you all the best for Saturday because I think you're going to win.
I like it. Do you know what?
No.
If we do, I'll share this with you.
Excellent. Lamb's Navy rum. Lovely.
It might take a while to get to you, but you know.
Well, I hope it's a good game, and I hope both teams come out of it all right. You know, Saturday took the edge off it a bit, losing our goalkeeper concussion, and that's all we hope for. Someone's got to win. We both used to getting knocked out in the first round. Someone's going through.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, look, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure, mate. And obviously, with the exception of this weekend, I wish you well for the rest of the season as well. And so hopefully when we see you again, we're both up the top doing quite well.
Yes, hopefully so. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, no problem. Cheers, Ryan.
Take care, Ryan. Thanks again.
Cheers.
What a great guy. Love having Ryan on.
Could you put me in the top right-hand corner, please?
I can do, but you said we're going to lose. So Luke's been promoted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm going to have to do this because I'll never really end of it. One moment, caller.
There we go.
There we go. You feel better now? There we go. Honestly.
I feel better up here. Right, okay, where are we going to go today? Injury of the week. Injury of the week.
No, before we get there first, that's the first time you predicted MK Dons to lose on this show, Cole.
I know. I just think they will. No. Listen. You support where your head are, and you. Oh well, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean.
Win-win. It will be a close run thing, but I'll say it again. Please get yourselves down there. It will be a good game.
Put your predictions up online. Aidan will read them all out, and Craig out for 3 weeks. Bloody hell, really? Where did you get that from, Luca?
There you go. What a nice guy. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, well, you normally say that, don't you? Right, come on.
Injury of
the week.
Is there an injury of the week, Cole?
Yeah.
There's more than one.
2.
Luke's got to say it. What is it, Luke?
Wait, what injury of the week?
You've got to say, right, here we go. This is why this is never practiced behind the scenes.
I was going to say,
injury of the week, Luke. Injury of the week. What is it, Luke?
Injury of the week.
Something going terribly wrong in this studio tonight.
Do you want me to do it again? Let's try it again, shall we? Because it's just broke. What is it?
Injury of the week.
Can't get the staff. Right. Okay. Thompson, who we don't know really what's happened to, he sort of disappeared, didn't he?
Again, this is just rumour. This is just rumour, but it is that there's been a bit of a virus going around the camp. So I know that Patterson's had it. So I do wonder if that's what's going on with Thompson. Obviously, that's not.
I had it.
Well, you probably gave it to the players. That's what it was.
Okay.
Shouldn't have been hugging them.
And obviously, the big one is Craig Mack. Obviously, it's very concerning on Saturday. That was not a very nice thing for him to happen to him, and obviously, we were all very concerned. Concussion protocols now take place, which means a rest period followed by reintegration into training and then back to match play. I mean, Luca's already put up 3 weeks, but I don't know where he's got that from. I haven't seen that anywhere. He's definitely going to miss.
So yeah, I think that was
definitely.
It was down to the game. Yeah, it's down to the concussion protocols, I think, because he's stage 1, and I think after that you need at least 2 weeks. So he could in theory be back for Salford, but whether that's too soon, I don't know. But again,
you know much about that, Luke?
Not too sure, to be honest. I'm not too well versed on the whole concussion protocol thing, but I would assume a couple of weeks away, and hopefully it's no more than that, and it turns out he's okay. But obviously we wish him all the very best. Obviously, thanks to the Princess Royal University Hospital who looks after him, and also a big up to the Bromley medical staff who got on the pitch pretty sharpish and helped out the situation. So well done to them. It's always
and I will say, Cole, an added note to the Bromley fans who applauded him.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
I mean, I can remember when one of our players had his face split open. I can't think of his name now. He went to Lincoln City.
I know you mean, and
he had all his face split open, didn't he? His eye socket all broken. Cool. Somebody remind me. And
I can see his face. I can't remember his name. Luke, help us out. He went to Lincoln. Oh my goodness.
He had his eye socket broken. He was down about 6 or 6.
Ash will come with it. It's gone.
Somebody tell us who it is. We can't remember his name. Anyway, he went off on a bloody he went off on a stretcher, and the bloody home fans were booing him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And he played in a mask for ages, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Ryan's got a comment. He said, "Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks to Converse." No, Absolutely, what a lovely guy, and always enjoy speaking to Colchester fans in general. I think they're a great bunch, and
we bear no malice here, do we?
No, and I say generally, they do well this season. They deserve it, and if we go up and they go up, all the better, all the better. Great team, great team. McGrandles, Connor McGrandles. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
That was
Thanks,
it.
Stephen.
And Harry mentioned as well. I couldn't think. Now, Danny said Britain. Danny, that was at Fratton Park when he went over the trench and went over. Do you remember that one? That was yeah, it was down there for quite a while, wasn't he? To be fair, but
stayed there, didn't he?
He did. He
was down there that long. He got transferred there.
Well, yeah, we got. Was it Middlesbrough these days, isn't he? I think.
Yeah,
that's where he's doing quite well, bless him. But no, it was horrible. It was a horrible situation. But no, I think the concussion protocols state about 3 weeks. So if you look at the games, obviously he's had a week from Bromley, so that'll be 1 week. You've got the week then to Barnet. That's 2 weeks. And potentially, he could just about be in potential for Salford, but all depends on how he reacts to it. Let's not forget as well, I know the Bromley thing was bad, but the weekend before, if you remember, I can't remember if it was Ekpateta went clattering into him and Norwood took him out as well. So he's had 2 weekends.
Yeah,
been on the run of a bit of an unfortunate situation, poor Craig. So I do wonder if that may have affected him as well, to be fair. So
anyway,
there we go. We hope he gets well soon. Anyway, that's the main thing.
We do. Like I said, thanks to everybody at Bromley, and the fans. Very respectful. It's always nice to see in football. In situations like that, the opposition fans, give him the respect he deserves. So anyway, October Player of the Month,
POTM, and I think we should start only appropriately with Chris Kamara of the Dons Unplugged world, Luke Payne, Stato, visionary, everything Dons. Luke,
visionary.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you not read Payne's player ratings?
Yeah, every week.
Luke, thoughts this month and sort of why?
I've got to say, Luke Payne, and I'm going to say this. I've probably said this so many times on air. How the hell you do it, I do not know, because all the things I think of about 1 or 2 players, you've got it every time, but you do it for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players. I don't know how you do it. You must have one of them minds that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just something I've done so many times now. It feels more natural. But the only times I struggle are preseason, because at that point you're getting 2 entire 11s, and that's just a bit much. Yeah. Even I had to make notes for preseason. So yeah, but yeah,
right. So, well, I mean, Britain, it's brilliant stuff, mate. So come on, let's know your thoughts about Player of the Month. Patterson won it last month for us. Who do you reckon?
I think the obvious answer here would probably be Gilby. Obviously, he's had the goal returns, the assists, all the rest of it. Plus, just the all-round performance has been a whole lot better. But to be fair, I think you could make a case for a number of players. Like any of that midfield trio probably deserve at least a mention. So obviously Kelly and Collar as well, and then Aaron the Main. He's proven to be a bit of a revelation playing over on the right again. And I know statistically speaking, he hasn't been our best player, but from what we've seen on the pitch, he's definitely been up there. And even just his versatility, I think we're starting to learn more about his defensive capabilities, which we've not necessarily seen a lot of before. But I think overall, though, I have to stick with Gilby. Just the difference he's made to our games, you can't really deny it. I think it's just the obvious answer.
Yeah, I mean, people at home, watching this, a few of you have already put up your Player of the Month. If I could ask you to do it again, and we'll sort of keep a running total as we're going along, sort of thing, and we'll culminate that with what Luke's just said, what Aidan's say, and what I'm going to say, and we'll sort of see if we can come to a decision who we think the Player of the Month is for us. Go on, Aidan, who do you reckon?
Well, before I do that, just a few Facebook comments. So, Austin said the Virtue Trophy used to be called the Freight Rover Trophy.
Yeah, it did many years ago. Liverpool have had a man sent off, by the way.
Have they? Well, that probably doesn't make any difference. Dave Bosdet said, so good the amount of nice guys that come on. Oh, yeah, I agree, Dave, and thank you for that. It's very nice. And we work hard. Luke works hard as well as part of the backroom team, and now
And
the
John
Harris.
John Harris is our main act booker.
But no, player of the month. I mean, again, Gilby's the obvious choice, but last month I said to you, Patterson, for the prime reason he was the best striker, right back. You put him anywhere. I was expecting to turn up in goal at Bromley at one point. To be fair, won it and pipped it for me. But I think personally, for me, for the impact he's having this season, for what he's done this month particularly, it's got to be Aaron Nemain for me. Absolute revelation. Someone I've been really impressed with.
Are we going to narrow it down to 3 players and get people to vote on it? How about that? Because my man's different again.
Well, there you go. But that for me, Aaron Nemain.
Okay. Well, I'm going for Kelly. I think obviously aside from last week, I thought he's been very instrumental in a lot of the stuff we've done, spraying balls around, pulling strings. I think he's been the heartbeat of the side, and obviously he's had Gilby and Collar alongside him, and they're probably running. I bigged up Collar the other week. I didn't realise how good he was. He was fairly anonymous on Saturday, I felt, and I don't really know why. But Kelly for me. So we gone Kelly, Nemain, and Gilby, yeah.
Yeah. So Danny said I voted for Kelly, but I think Gilby will win it. So just to clarify, this is the Don's Unplugged Player of the Month, not the MK Don's Player of the Month. So we do this every month from our.
This is bigger than the club award.
Well, yeah, it's genuine feedback. No sponsors involved. No, I think for me, look, all of them for me easily could be Player of the Month. Cole, easily. It's very hard. It's very hard to sort of break it down. Like I say, I can see a case for each of them. I think it just comes down to personal point of view ultimately. But
I mean, it's good that we've actually got 3 or 4 people that are candidates. I mean, last season you'd have had a job to come up with one, wouldn't you? Really?
Goalpost, yeah, probably would have won it in most weeks. There we go. Ash has just said Nemain as well. Ash. There we go.
Okay. Anybody else? Come on, this is your last chance for romance. I'm going to sit here quietly.
Matt said his vote's for Gilby.
Yeah. This is gonna.
So it's all even again, basically. We're back where we started.
Yeah. So far, it's 2-2. 2.
No, I think quite a few people did say Kelly at the start of the show, to be fair. So Kelly's probably got the edge on it at the moment.
Okay.
Just.
Well, I'm going to sit here quietly.
And then you've got Grant. Grant Curlow said Kelly. Vobotwood has said Kelly as well. So at the moment, it looks like it's going Kelly's way. Kelly's heroes.
Looks like I could be right again, which is quite unusual in this household.
Honestly, Luke, if ever needed an ego stroked, do you know what I mean? All right, Cole. Damn it. Anyway, Mr. Danny Carroll says, and obviously Craig has been a rocking guy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It goes without saying. Harry reckons Nemain as well. Dave Boston said Kelly. Martin says Gilby. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a 3-horse race in all of this so far.
Yeah.
Grant said, did you forget to redo the question from last week, Cole, for the shirt this season?
I haven't. Oh God, no! I haven't done it, have I? Can we do it next week? I've totally forgotten about it.
Honestly, you just can't get the staff. Yeah, all right, Cole. We'll do it next week. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't worry.
We're not on next week, are we?
Yes, we are.
Are we?
We're on every week.
Well, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wednesday next week. What, are you thinking the week after? It's a Monday, Cole.
Oh, is it the week after?
Week after, because I'll be streaming live from Mönchengladbach. So there we go.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll try and stand at Borussia Park if it's not too cold, and you could do literally a proper Chris Kamara with that in the background.
We could do Ty's Travels.
We could do, but there we go. So no, I mean, so it's pretty much a 3-horse race. Ash said you had one job, Cole. You had one job.
Yeah, it's about right.
There we go.
I forgot again.
Anyway,
we'll definitely do it next week. We've got a signed shirt from last season.
I will go one better than that because, unlike Cole, Ash, I came prepared this week, as I do most weeks, So I spoke about.
Yeah, but you always say to me, "Come up with a question."
Well, it's not that. I'm going to talk about this season's shirt, which was the one that you can see here. We talked about last week.
Oh yeah,
signed by players and Rishi Barker and Paul Warren for the breast cancer awareness. Dave just mentioned it as well. Sorry, Dave, just caught your comment. So at the moment, people have been doing direct message closed bids to me on this. We're going to do it probably that way at the moment and see how that goes. If it doesn't go well, then we'll probably look to do something like eBay with a starting bid of X amount. So far, the highest bid I've received is 150, which is very generous. But I think there's more to go because, as I say, I'm going to speak to Yvonne, but we're going to leave it open for a little longer and see what happens with this. We want to raise as much money as we can. As I said to you last week, you go in the club shop, you want the exact same shirt, which probably doesn't have as many signatures as Yvonne's does, to be fair. Framed is 250. So again, it's all for a good cause. None of that money's getting other than breast cancer and the cancer charity of Yvonne's choice. Because obviously, as I say, a daughter passed away from cancer, so it's something she's really passionate to put back into it. Colin and I will stick a little bit of money on top of whatever goes into that because it's all for a good cause. So again, if you are interested in the shirt, please feel free to drop me a message or messenger on Facebook. Obviously, I'll keep those and see how we get on. Work with Yvonne, and obviously, if she's happy with one of those, we can announce it if we get a good enough bid come in. If not, we'll look at another avenue. But really, really keen that we make as much money as we can for a great cause. Indeed. For a wonderful woman in Yvonne who lost her daughter in tragic circumstances as well.
Indeed.
Anyway, moving to the player of the month. Martin says Gilby. Dave says he agrees with Kelly. So we've had, again, it's really tough. It's a three-way horse at the moment. The main has his complete all-round performance been good ending, attacking, just needs to improve his shooting. That's from George. Thank you, George. Great comment. Grant has said Paul Warren likes the Don's Unplugged hat, which my son was plugging at the prostrate run. So the 5K round Stadium MK. Thank you, Grant. And again, well done to your son, by the way. Have to get him a woolly one for Christmas. Well,
wouldn't that be something?
The media team at MK Dons are listening because they've not been replying or their fingers are broken on the keyboard. There are a few outstanding emails that you might want to check your inbox for.
Yeah. At least 4.
I'd love to hear. Failing that, we'll be picking outside Stadium MK and going live with it. But absolutely.
Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 3.
What's that? Who, what, and where?
Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 3. I wonder if there's anybody still at Anfield.
I don't know. I mean, again, at least they're reverting to type. I mean, would you have thought, I know it's not really about them, but would you have thought beginning of this season that Manchester United would be above Liverpool in the league? I'll just leave it there. Strangest things have happened.
What's gone wrong with Liverpool? I don't get it.
Klopp's team last season, he got credit for it. He's got his own squad this season and seems to be falling off. I mean, the other thing as well, and again, I'm not a Liverpool fan by any stretch of the imagination. I don't really watch the Premier League, to be quite honest. But I hear a lot of rumours, in all seriousness, that Mo Salah has been struggling with Jota's death, and that's been part of his mental issue that he's been struggling with. And I could understand that. Probably affected the whole squad. But, again, joking aside, it's a tough thing for any player to have to deal with such tragic circumstances. But there again, football's football, and it will punish you. It will punish you, as we well know as MK Dons fans. Ryan has updated us on the women's game. He said it is 2-2 now. At least they're not losing, Ryan. At least they're not losing. And Danny says, there we go, Colin. Butler's the MK Elon Musk, got more money than me.
I've got a few quid.
Greg's, Danny. I think he's got shares. Ash has come back to say 3-0 Palace to your point, Colin. 6 defeats and 7 now for Liverpool.
Bloody hell.
There you go. We all know about that because as MK Dons fans, we've suffered far more with losses and grinned and bared it and dropped down leagues.
Anyway, we've got 10 minutes left. What are we going to talk about?
Well, how was your Greg's for a start? Would probably be a good one.
As always, good.
Okay, fair enough. Well, the last thing we had to talk about was the FA Cup. So we did say, obviously, the game aside.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Go
Hang
on.
on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I remember something. We had a
Go on.
lady referee last Saturday, didn't we?
We did. That's the
We've got
next
another
thing.
lady. We've got a lady referee again on Saturday.
We have.
Abby Byrne.
Do you know what?
We've
Before we
had-
get into that, Luke.
We've had Abby Byrne before. She refereed the Newport County game at the end of the last season. Ended up 0-0.
She did.
There you go.
Luke, what was your thoughts on the refereeing display that you saw on the weekend at Bromley? Because I've got my thoughts on that.
Oh God! Are you going to get us shut down? Are you going to get us shut down?
No.
I can't say too much on referees, but to be honest.
Can I go now so I'm not associated with anything?
I will say to some context, Luke. So at the game, a lot of people were abusing in a misogynistic way, is probably the way to put it, the referee for her performance. I will say I have advocated to many, as you well know, Cole, that mostly as a woman, as a referee, I think has been better than having some of the men who've been terrible over the last few seasons.
Rebecca Welch, that we've had previously, brilliant.
Unfortunately, I did feel the occasion got away with the referee on the weekend. She did make some poor decisions, in my personal opinion. The interesting thing was, as you say, she is from the area, so she's from Kent. And again, there were allegations, allegedly. I use the word allegedly, but about bias towards the fact that it was in the area. I don't know. I mean, it seems odd to me that if you had a referee was from the local area, I mean, you've got to declare your support for whatever team, but it does seem odd. But unfortunate. It was unfortunate. But again, overall, I've been really impressed with the standard of refereeing from the ladies that we've had in League Two. You do see the players don't tend to argue so much with the ref, which is exactly where it should be.
They did on Saturday.
It did on Saturday, but then again, some of the decisions were questionable in my book.
I mean, I will say we went from 1 week. We had Craig Hicks, I think, the week before.
Yeah, we did.
At Stadium MK, and he was a dickhead. Because Nemain got took out on the halfway line, and they never had a word with him. And then Nemain stood on somebody's toe on the edge of our box, and he booked him for it.
Yeah. Rebecca Wells, Danny, yes, she has retired, by the way.
Rebecca Wells, she's got VAR now.
Yes, she's VAR. I thought she was a Bromley fan. Yeah, it felt that way. I'll be honest, I'll go one further, Steve, but I thought she was an AFC fan the way she was being.
I'll tell you what, I thought she could have booked Aaron Nemain about 3 times.
Yeah, probably still wouldn't have sent him off 3 yellow cards, but there we are. It was just a disappointing display, and again, really frustrating because, as I say, the standard of refereeing from all the women we've seen so far has been really well. But that's not down. I just say, just to be clear, that's not down to gender. It's just down to a poor performance, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And again, it was. I think it didn't help the game. It killed it a little bit in the second half for me. Grant's son just said, refs have been so bad, I've gone on record and said, bring back Trevor Kettle.
Well, we've got his son now. The less said about that, the better.
Actually, we've got Andy Durso's son running the line on Saturday as well.
Have we really?
Yeah, his son.
Yeah, I was about to say, but that's impressive.
You're getting old when the sons of these people are coming through. I mean, I can remember we've been talking about Kyrie Lisby for Colchester. I mean, he's the son of Kevin Lisby, isn't he?
Yeah. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. I work with people.
So he's after 9, right?
Oh, well.
He's after 9. Was it 20? Yeah, it's well over 9, so he's good. Yeah. He's good. But yeah, I mean, let's just say referee. This whole league depends. It doesn't matter who it is.
I think it's been the worst it's ever been this season. And that's another good reason. Put that up in a minute. I missed it.
There's a Trevor Kettle comment.
Right, I think that's another bloody good reason to get out of League Two.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better.
You're not getting National League newbie referees coming through straight to League One. Get out of League Two, and hopefully, I mean, it probably won't be, but the standard of refereeing will be a bit better.
It'd be interesting, Cole. It'd be interesting.
By the way, I saw Ryan put a comment up.
He said 2-1 Dons of the Jacks will score against us.
Who?
2-1, 2-1 Dons. One of the Jacks will score against us, as in Jack Tucker or Jack Payne. Danny said, "There we go. I think the ref we had from Warsaw at home was the worst ref." Yes. Yeah, I would disagree with you on that one. Absolutely atrocious. Awful. But again, it comes to something, Luke. I don't know your thoughts on this, but when you get an FA Cup or a TV game, you suddenly get a professional ref. That tells me all you need to know. If the refs were that good, why would you change them?
Yeah, pretty much spot on. I think the frustrating thing is more just the fact that, these are professional leagues, but we don't have professional officials for them. Like, something doesn't quite add up there. Either we're not.
Strangely, our referee last week is now professional. She used to work for the railways, I believe, and she's now full time.
She is, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know about Abby Byrne, what her status is, but indeed, any referee we're getting in League Two. But I know some of them, have still got day jobs.
Absolutely.
The progression just isn't there. It's not an easy route to become a full-time ref, unfortunately. And obviously, if you can't commit all of your time to it as your full-time thing, then naturally you're not going to be as good at your job when you do have to do it. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Unfortunately, it is a big problem with the game currently.
And I don't think it helps when you get an EFL referee. We got this a lot last season, where we were getting referees from bloody Lancashire on a Saturday at Stadium MK. What's that all about? Absolutely crazy. Yeah, why can't you pull someone from the Birmingham area or bloody Lincolnshire or something like that? Lancashire?
The pool of it's tight. Who wants to be a ref, Cole? It's just abuse, really, isn't it? You can't win whatever you do, ultimately. But for me, it's about performance. If you're consistent in it, and they might not agree with the decisions, but it's the consistency. You've seen players
if
doing...
you're consistently bad, mate, you can get away with it.
Well, no, you saw it, like a couple of games at home where we've seen lunges and challenges, and one team's got away with it, the other one just nudged the player.
Yeah, and that's the thing that riles a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think.
It's like you've got to be consistent with these things. Again, I know we talked about this offline, but the Stockport Port Vale game, I thought, there's a few times there where I thought there was, cards that were given that shouldn't have been given, and there should have been a red when there wasn't. And that's League One. That's League One. Yeah. So, and an important game for Stockport as well. And well done to Stockport for going top of the league for that one. Dave Bosdet did say, how much can I buy a Don's Unplugged hat for?
Come and see me at the next home game, Dave.
There we go. Come and see him at next home game, Dave.
And we'll talk turkey. But it'll cost you under a tenner. Under a tenner. And
Dave said,
why is Luke Payne's hat back to front? Why is Luke Payne's back to front?
Because it's on mirror. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just.
Would you like that?
Oh, hey!
Hey, magic.
Yeah, that works.
There you go.
Dave, the ones you first saw are half price. The one that Luke's got on now is full price.
The one that hasn't got the back to front word on it. There we go.
Yeah,
but no, Russ Fortune just said. He said, "I still remember that League One refs were rubbish." Yeah, they were, Russ.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
All the way up to the Championship, and even then it's questionable.
But not as rubbish.
Slightly less rubbish. Slightly less rubbish. But I think that's us done, Cole. I think we've covered everything.
I was going to say it's way past my bedtime.
It is. Luke, have you got any closing comments?
No. Right, moving on.
No, not really. Other than just thanks for having me on again. It's like I said, it's great to be involved, and enjoyed it. It's been a great show.
Lovely, thanks.
And
Luke.
Hey, it's always a pleasure working with you.
What lovely kind words. What lovely kind words. He's a nice bloke, isn't he?
It is. It's all right, Luke. Yeah, he can stay. Right. Luke, are you going to be at the Colchester game?
What?
Sadly, I'm not at the Colchester game. I should hopefully be involved in it. So.
Plastic fan.
Cole, are you going to be at the Colchester game?
No.
There we go.
Can you guess where I am?
I will be.
Can you guess where I am?
Heacham.
I'll be at Heacham, yeah. In my caravan.
There you go. Norfolk.
in my caravan.
Just think, it's only a short drive to Colchester, Cole. You could be there. You could be experiencing a fantastic, epic game of football.
Yeah.
I know I'll be there.
When I speak to you on Saturday night, I'll say, "Told you."
Yeah, indeed. But hey, win, lose, or draw, I'm always going to be there if I can be. Danny Carroll as well will be there. I know that for a fact too, and look forward to seeing him. He said, back to work. See you at Christmas in Colchester. Don't forget, the week after next, Danny, will be on a Monday if you're about.
This ball, in case anybody was wondering, is fully autographed.
I know it is, yeah. Which season, Cole?
I won it. I went to 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
I went to a player presentation night and they had a raffle. We shouted out the number, and guess who won it?
But what he doesn't tell you, Luke, is he tried really hard to give it back that season as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Danny raises a valid point, by the way. I've done it as well. If you are going to the game against Colchester, again, thanks for reminding us, Danny. Prepay parking. You have to log in, register an account on the Colchester United website. Go into the games, click on the actual game for the away ticket, and it will just have on their parking. I think it was $7.50 from memory. So yeah, if you do want a space on the day, make sure you buy it ahead of time. Thank you, Danny.
Okay, we're back next Wednesday, yeah? Same time, same place?
I think so. Luke, we'll be in the green room after this if you want to join us, so stay on.
Yeah, but we have coffee and peanuts afterwards, Luke, if you want to stay on.
I can hang around for a few minutes, but I've got another recording straight after.
Oh, yes, well. So yeah. It's got his Premier League.
2 hours without mentioning it.
Yes, is it Premier League Tier Fever? I think it's called. Is it fourth Tier Fever? There you go. Is that the one?
Well, yeah, we've rebranded now. It's a League 2 Lowdown. So
League 2 Lowdown. You heard it first. And Don's
rebranded.
Luke, just out of interest, whilst you're on the show, and again, you do a cracking job with that. And again, anyone watching, if you want a wider sphere of discussion around League 2 in general, League 2 Lowdown, as it is now, there you go, got that one out right, is where Luke will be. So, Luke, tell everyone how they can listen in or watch the podcast.
So obviously we're on YouTube. If you want to get visuals and stuff, then that's obviously the place to look. But we're on all your stream platforms as well, so you can find us on Spotify, Apple, all the usual ones. And then obviously League 2 Lowdown, our socials as well, Twitter and so on and so forth. But yeah, there's a whole group of us that chat League 2 basically all the time. There's a couple of shows out every single week.
Fantastic.
What clubs are your co-hosts from?
Oh, we've got a bit of a mix. We've got Jordan Richards from Grimsby. We've got Jack Walton from Tranmere. We've got two that haven't appeared much this season. We've got Kieran Jones from Newport, Jake Quellen from Salford, and then we've brought this just new for this season. We've got a couple of Gillingham fans in Jack Mitchener.
The Salford guy, is that the guy with a big microphone?
No, this is a different Salford guy.
Oh, I like that guy at Salford. I'm hoping we get him back.
You missed it. Kieran, Newport, truth be told.
Oh, yeah. Truth be told, yeah. That's all
I love
Kieran.
Saying. By the way, thank him for coming on the show when he did speak to him, Luke. He was a quality guest. And
he was.
Oh, yeah,
really was.
And what a way to finish the show. Josh is late to the party, but he asked a very punchy question, Cole. How much more has been spent in the club shop, gents? Don't know what you're talking about, Josh.
Don't know what
you're talking about.
I've got a coat as well, but...
Was it the Park or the black one, or did you go for the cream beige one?
I went for the stone one.
The stone one. Yeah. In the men's section?
Well, yeah.
Private joke, but you get it.
Private joke. Right, okay. Right. Say good night, Luke.
Good night, Luke.
Say good night, Aidan. Get out of here.
Good night, Aidan.
Yeah, Laura, okay. Yeah. I'll see you in the women's section in the shop. Take it easy. Come on, you Dons. We're going to go to Wembley.
We're going to Wembley. I'll be there for the next round, even if you two aren't. Come on, you Dons.
Good night. Thanks for joining us. Take care.